this idea had to be a book years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but it felt like this little seed that was planted under the ground, and little by little that seed was growing into a little seedling until it finally popped out of the ground, and I was like, now is the time.
It was clear to us that from the very beginning this had been Everything Is Figureoutable. That was the title. So then the question is, what should be on the cover of this book?
We have a very strong title. Everything Is Figureoutable is a phenomenal idea. And that alone is electrifying. But then you have Marie, who's this huge personality, and she's recognized around the world, and she's such a force of nature. The fight at the beginning of the process was, do we lead with the title type because that's such an important message? Or do we lead with Marie and a picture of Marie because she's so well known and loved?
I wanted the cover to be powerful and fresh and exciting and inviting and something that you haven't seen before. And I also wanted it to have a little bit of like a push and pull to it, where it would take a moment to kind of understand everything, but from an emotional and energetic and design perspective that you are actually drawn in. And that's a pretty difficult thing to deliver on when you have such a confined space.
In this process, it was kind of strange because usually we do everything in-house. Our internal team is completely set up to help execute all of Marie's like great, crazy ideas. But this was really different for us because we had to team up with an external team, with our publisher. And we didn't know how that was going to go.
I brought in ideas from me and my team. Marie brought in ideas from her and her team. So I thought I was just going to come in and present to Marie. And I come in and the table was all laid out with ideas from Marie's amazing design team. And so I thought, this could be really bad or really good, and probably nowhere in between. It's got to be one or the other.
It was all about having that trust between our teams that really led to us feeling like we could hand over this incredible baby that Marie had been working on for 2 years at that point, to be like, all right, it's time to birth this thing.
Whenever you're throwing out ideas, you just have to put it all out there, even if it seems crazy. So, we had everything from the cover created out of like puzzle pieces to make text out of like a maze. I think Marie's arm coming out of like a giant pile of like crumpled up paper. We went to some wild places.
The first time I saw rough sketches, I'm not gonna lie, basically my heart fell into my stomach because I was like, oh no. That was like the little fearful part of my brain talking, but I had total faith that we would get there.
So once we got over the hump of sketches and first round designs, which did not feel like us,
I went back and forth. I had many conversations in my own head about whether or not I should be on the cover. Rather than deciding in advance that we knew which direction was best, we gave ourselves permission to go full steam ahead in both a text conceptual based cover and then a cover that actually had me on it to see which one in practice was actually going to feel the best. And then we wound up going with one that we all collectively felt the best.
It's her words, it's her brand. She's really magnetic, and I wanted everyone to be drawn in by what her message is. And there was no way to separate Marie from the message at the end of the day. We could not have a cover that was just words. Like, it was Marie. It was her mantra, her message, her call to action.
She had brought in a mood board, and one of the things on that mood board was a cover from Vogue, and it had Vogue, 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 Vogue repeated over a model sort of twirling, dancing. We really liked something about it.
To do something that is so unconventional, but that's exactly who Marie is and what Marie stands for and what she asks of all of us, to stand up and do something that's unconventional and really taking a risk when it's needed because it speaks to your gut.
Everything is figureoutable. This is an approach to life that can make you virtually unstoppable.
We rounded up a cover shoot in record time.
It was actually happening in the middle of our B-School launch. We've got this one day, we've got these number of outfits, and we need to nail the one shot, which anyone who's ever taken photographs knows you have to take hundreds, if not thousands of images in order to get that one where, the body and the face and everything is just emoting the exact type of vibe and feeling that you want to have on your cover forever.
We went into fittings, working with the great Elsa Isaac.
We wanted something totally different, and so it was really cool to experiment and try these colors and pieces that we'd never tried before.
We started playing with colors, and we started playing with jewelry, and we started putting those things together, and we just let go at that point and started having a lot of fun.
She'll put on something and you'll know she's feeling this one, and then she gives more to the camera, so you kind of already know which one has the most chemistry out of the bunch.
Good.
You know, when I got back to the office and was able to start looking through the photos, and it was 1,000+ amazing photographs. This isn't even the design phase. This is just culling the photos, which I managed to cut down to only 300 amazing photos.
We thought, maybe we just need to go with a more conventional cover. This is just maybe too challenging, but this one kept coming back. And then eventually, after quite a lot of soul searching, Marie just put her foot down and said, this is really our cover. And nobody here could really disagree with her because, well, when you look at it, you can see the power that it has.
Cover, the one that we actually went with, it was like, it was a full body yes. I was like, this is it. This is what this has to be. And it got me really, really pumped to take the book out to the world.
If you just wrote this down on a piece of paper, everything is figureoutable. That's an incredible tool to hand someone.
It's about tenacity. It's about creativity. It's about commitment. How committed are you to making something happen? It represents hope, right? Because then you realize that, hey, okay, this isn't the end. And I think once you can tell your mind that it's not the end, that just opens up a window and a life full of possibilities on how you can make it happen.
To me, it's a mindset, and it's a way of going into this world knowing that you are capable of anything you put your mind to creating the life that you want to have.
This is the one idea that I would want to leave behind because it has been so utterly impactful in my life and in the lives of those I've had an opportunity to share it with so far. If you've got these awesome dreams in your heart that you want to see come to life and have them live out into the world in a way that you're proud of, you cannot rush the process. It takes time, it takes team, it takes lots of iterations, it takes lots of kind of standing back and feeling things, and then it takes kind of standing up for your vision too and standing really confident in how you want to be perceived and how you want your ideas and your messages to live out into the world and the impact you want them to have. So patience and also the power of your conviction for who you are and what you stand for. I think those two things are really important for every modern day creative.
Open up, and back.
Forget about it.